So I want you to picture this. It is a really, really hot day. I mean, one of those scorching days where you're just sweating through your clothes.
Oh, yeah. Like the kind of day where you feel like you're actually melting on the sidewalk.
Exactly. So you go and grab a massive bowl of shaved ice, or maybe just a huge scoop of your absolute favorite ice cream.
Naturally. You got to cool down somehow.
Right. And you're so hot and so hungry that you just take this massive, eager bite. You don't even wait for it to melt. You just chew and swallow instantly.
Oh, I know exactly where this is going.
Yeah, because suddenly, bam, you get this piercing, freezing, just excruciating pain shooting right up through your forehead and into your temples.
It is the absolute worst. It completely stops you in your tracks.
It really does. The cold treat that was supposed to be so refreshing just completely turns on you.
Yeah.
And I think pretty much everyone listening has experienced this at some point.
Oh, for sure. It's like a universal human experience.
Which brings us to today's deep dive. Welcome in, everyone. Today we are looking at this really fascinating article you all shared with us about, well, brain freeze.
Yeah, we're taking a look at the actual science behind that awful forehead pain.
Exactly. Because it turns out this funny little everyday trivia thing, it's actually a super confused biological alarm system going off in your head. Okay, let's unpack this.
Well, to really get into it, we actually have to start at ground zero of the whole cold invasion. And surprisingly, that is not your brain.
Right, even though it's called a brain freeze.
Exactly. It actually starts in the mouth, specifically the back of the roof of your mouth, which is the palate, and down into the pharynx.
And the medical term for this, because of course there's an incredibly intimidating medical term for eating ice cream too fast, right?
Oh, yeah, it's a mouthful.
It's a sphenopalatine ganglioneuralgia. Did I get that right?
You absolutely nailed it. Sphenopalatine ganglioneuralgia.
Which literally translates to, like, pain of the sphenopalatine nerve. It sounds so intense. It sounds like a severe disease.
It really does. But, it just describes the exact physiological trigger. So when that extreme cold hits the tissue at the roof of your mouth, the body kind of, it panics.
It thinks it's freezing to death from a spoonful of shaved ice.
Pretty much. It worries about losing heat. So instantly, the local arteries there rapidly constrict. It's called vasoconstriction. They just clamp down.
Like trying to trap whatever warmth is left in the area.
Right. But then, almost immediately after that, the body realizes, uh-oh, this area is too cold. We need to warm it back up right now.
So it does a total 180.
Exactly. The anterior cerebral artery, which is this major blood vessel, it rapidly dilates. It just opens wide up to pump warm blood back into that chilled tissue.
Okay, so it's this crazy rapid-fire constriction and then dilation. That reminds me of, like, a really bad traffic jam on a highway.
Oh, how so?
Like, imagine you're driving, right?
Yeah.
And suddenly someone slams on the brakes to stop all the cars. That's the constriction. Everything just abruptly halts.
Oh, I see. Yeah, total standstill.
But then, out of nowhere, all the lanes open up at the exact same time, and all those cars just surge forward in this massive, forceful wave of traffic. That's the dilation.
That is a really great analogy. And what's fascinating here is how that sudden extreme physical change, that surge of traffic, it causes an immediate and drastic spike in blood pressure in that one specific tiny area.
Just a massive, localized pressure spike.
Right. And you have to remember, this is all happening in a very confined space. The roof of the mouth and the head, it's not like there's a lot of room to expand.
So that pressure has nowhere to go.
Exactly. And that sudden rush, that mechanical stress on the blood vessels, that's what triggers the pain.
But wait, this brings up this huge geographical mystery, doesn't it?
You mean the location of the pain?
Yeah. Because if this traffic jam of blood is happening way back at the roof of the mouth, why on earth does my forehead hurt?
It's a great question.
I mean, the cold is in the mouth. The arteries are in the mouth. But my temples feel like they're splitting open.
Yeah, so to understand that, we have to talk about the fifth cranial nerve, the trigeminal nerve.
Okay, the trigeminal nerve.
Right. So this nerve is basically the main communication highway for sensation in your whole face. Your mouth, your palate, your forehead, your jaw. It handles all of it.
Oh, so it's all connected to the same nerve.
Yes. And when that sudden pressure spike from the blood vessels happens, it triggers the trigeminal nerve to send this massive, just blaring warning signal straight to the brain.
But I'm going to push back on the brain's intelligence here for a second.
Uh-oh. Okay, go for it.
I mean, we always talk about the brain like it's this ultimate, flawless supercomputer, right?
Sure, usually.
But if it's so smart, why does it get the location completely wrong? Is it like a faulty wiring system in a house?
A faulty wiring system.
Yeah, like imagine you walk into your kitchen, you flip the light switch for the kitchen, but somehow the bedroom light upstairs turns on instead.
Yeah.
The wires are just crossed.
Honestly, that is exactly what is happening. The wires are crossed.
Seriously. The brain just gets confused.
Yes. In medicine, we actually call this referred pain because the trigeminal nerve services so many different areas. The palate, but also the forehead and temples. The signal is just too intense.
So the signal comes rushing in and the brain is like, whoa, what is this?
Exactly. The brain gets completely overwhelmed by this distress call. It's so intense that the brain misinterprets where it's coming from. It thinks, oh no, the forehead is in danger instead of the roof of the mouth.
Wow. So it just projects the pain to the wrong spot. Here's where it gets really interesting, though.
Yeah.
Because now that we know how the wiring gets crossed, it leads to this much bigger question, like, why?
Why does it happen at all?
Yeah. Why is the human body wired to overreact so violently to, like, a single spoonful of shaved ice? It seems a bit dramatic.
It does seem dramatic, but it's actually this incredible natural evolutionary defense mechanism.
A defense mechanism against ice cream.
Well, against cold. You have to remember the brain is an incredibly sensitive organ, especially when it comes to temperature.
Oh, right. Because everything in the body has to stay at that core temp.
Exactly. Even just a tiny drop in brain temperature can totally impair the nervous system. It slows down how neurons fire. It messes with everything.
So the body is just fiercely protecting the brain.
Yes. The body aggressively rushes that warm blood in to keep the brain's temperature perfectly stable. It's saying, we cannot let the brain get cold under any circumstances.
And the blinding headache we get.
That's just the side effect. The body basically accepts a temporary headache as the necessary cost of doing business to keep the brain safe.
That is wild. The body's just prioritizing the brain over our comfort.
Absolutely. And, if we connect this to the bigger picture, the sources pointed out this really fascinating connection to migraines.
Oh, really? How do migraines fit into this?
Well, it turns out that people who have a history of migraines are actually way more prone to getting brain freezes.
No way. Like, they get them more often.
More often, and they actually experience them more severely, too.
Why is that? Are their nerves just different?
Yeah, exactly. Their nervous systems, and specifically that trigeminal nerve and the surrounding blood vessels, they're already highly sensitive to triggers compared to the general population.
So their alarm system is, like, on a hair trigger.
Precisely. They're already primed to overreact to stimuli, so when that cold hits, their body launches an even more intense vascular response.
Wow. So studying brain freeze can actually help us understand migraines better.
It really can. It's a great, safe way to study nerve and blood vessel reactions in a very controlled way.
That makes total sense. But okay, now that we know why the brain is aggressively hitting the panic button, let's talk about solutions.
Good idea. People need relief.
Right, because how can you use this biological knowledge to just turn the alarm off?
Well, first things first, we should definitely offer some reassurance based on the text.
Oh, for sure. Brain freeze is not a serious disease. It's completely harmless.
Right, no permanent damage from your slushy.
Exactly, and it naturally fades away on its own in just like 20 to 60 seconds.
But when you're in the middle of it, those 20 seconds feel like an absolute eternity.
They really do. So what is the biological hack to cure it faster?
Okay, so since the root of the problem is that the roof of the mouth is cold, the hack is to warm it up instantly.
Right. Fix the temperature, turn off the alarm.
Exactly. And you can do that by pressing your tongue flat against your upper palate.
Just push your whole tongue up to the roof of your mouth.
Yeah. The tongue has a ton of blood flow, so it acts like this little internal space heater. It transfers your body heat directly to that chilled tissue to warm it back up.
That is so simple, but so brilliant.
It really works. Or, alternatively, if you have it handy, you can just quickly sip some room temperature water.
Oh, to just flush the cold out of the oral cavity.
Yep. It normalizes the temperature right away and the blood vessels stop panicking. And, this raises an important question.
What's that?
It's just so funny to think about how this complex, massive, dramatic biological alarm system, this evolutionary defense, can be so easily tricked and shut off just by, moving our tongue.
Right. The body is doing this whole code red traffic jam.
Yeah.
And you just press your tongue up and the body goes, oh, never mind. We're good.
Exactly. It's so easily bypassed.
So what does this all mean?
Well, I think it's a great reminder of how connected everything is.
For sure. I mean, we went from a hurried bite of ice cream to a confused fifth cranial nerve to the brain just aggressively defending its internal temperature through referred pain.
It's quite the journey for a summer snack.
It really is. So for everyone listening, the next time you're enjoying a freezing treat and you feel that familiar jolt of pain, you don't have to just suffer through it.
No, definitely not.
You can actually use your tongue to hack your body's temperature sensors. And, while you're doing it, you can appreciate the incredibly complex protective biology that's happening right inside your head.
Yeah, and actually I want to leave you all with a final thought to kind of mull over today.
Oh, I love these. Let's hear it.
Well, if the human brain is so fiercely protective of its internal temperature that it triggers this intense false alarm headache just from a cold palate, it makes you wonder.
Wonder what?
What other seemingly annoying everyday bodily reactions are actually extreme evolutionary defense mechanisms?
Oh, like things we just think are glitches.
Exactly. Things designed to protect our most vital organs that we simply take for granted or just find annoying, like hiccups or sudden shivers or, the way you sometimes jerk awake when you're falling asleep.
Oh, wow. Yeah. What is the body actually trying to save us from in those moments? That is a fascinating thing to think about.
Right. There's always a hidden biological motive.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for exploring this with us today. It's been incredibly eye-opening.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for having me dive into it with you.
And thank you to everyone listening. Stay cool out there, eat your ice cream a little slower, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.